I'm Claire. If you're watching this, you probably already know way too much about me. If that's not the case, all you really need to know about me is that I have no clue what I'm talking about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Especially after the last couple of weeks I've had, I need to yell into the void. Today, I'm going to talk about my fantasy football team. That's right, my season is already so disastrously bad that I felt the need to create a whole YouTube channel to rant about it. Now, keep in mind, I'm filming before the Week 3 Thursday Night Football matchup, so this video probably definitely won't go up until I've lost my Week 3 game. And yes, I know it hasn't happened, but yeah, I'm gonna lose.
So anyway, let's get into it. For a little bit of background, I actually share a team with my dad. It's cute. It's very cute. It's fun. It's a source of weekly stress as communication breaks down on Wednesday nights while we're trying to set our lineups. It's fun. As for the league, it's mostly my extended family. A lot of cousins, uncles, an aunt, a few random friends of my cousins. But yeah, it's a great way of keeping in touch with them, of really forging and strengthening those familial bonds, and of reminding me why I'm skipping Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, which actually leads me to this shirt I'm wearing. Great shirt, I think so. But honestly, to understand my current fantasy woes, you need to know where it all starts. And it all starts in 2018. Back then, we were called Los Pollos Hermanos, hence the shirt. And we were great. Going into Thanksgiving, we were 12-1. And on top of that, we had Kareem Hunt, and he was getting us like 40 points a game. It was ridiculous. And, the other guys on our team were also solid. Kareem was definitely the star, but, solid team, good team. Life was good. And so to commemorate how good our team was, my dad and I bought each other Los Pollos Hermanos shirts for our birthdays. And both of our birthdays come in November, before Thanksgiving usually. And that's when we had kind of a brilliant, great, amazing idea. We decided to wear those shirts to Thanksgiving with the family to rub it in their faces. Great time for us. Family might not have thought so as much, but we had a good time. But they took it in stride. But you know who didn't? The fantasy football gods. Yeah, that weekend, Kareem Hunt kicked a woman in the face and then got dropped by the Chiefs. That was great. And then one by one, all our solid players got injured. We flamed out in the playoffs and haven't recovered since. So when I tell you about this season, remember that there's no way that we're bad at fantasy. We've just been cursed. This season has been a disaster for us, and we're only 2 weeks in as of filming. It will continue to be a disaster for us. We are not going to improve. But anyway, the season started, as it does, with the draft. And yes, I do know where we went wrong. Every year, and I mean every year, we jump the gun and draft a tight end way too early. Last year, it was Kelsey in the 4th round. Is Kelsey a good tight end? Maybe not anymore, but he was. Was he worth taking in the 4th round? No. No, he was not. This year, it was Laporta in the 3rd round. I'm not going to say that was a bust. We're only 2 weeks in. But I'm also not going to say that was a good pick. because it wasn't. Anyway, point is, we do not learn our lessons. I mean, next year, my plan is to tape photos of Kelsey and Laporta on my screens so we don't draft a tight end too early, but, I mean, let's be real. We're probably going to end up drafting one in the second round. Anyway, we also drafted Pittman 4th, and if you don't know how that's been going, I want to live in your universe. He's disappointed me before, and he continues to disappoint me. Although the word that I saw in one of the fantasy write-ups was panic. Yeah. Anyway, I think you get the gist. There were a lot of really bad, panicked picks. We ended up with a D+ and a pretty brutal ChatGPT analysis of our draft. Hold on. I've got it somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Facing relegation fumbles their way to mediocrity in Stadium Q. Facing relegation seems destined for a roller coaster ride of a season. One can only hope that their team name doesn't reflect their actual gameplay, or we might witness a true case of life imitating fantasy football. Robot wrote that. I'm not amused. Now, you might also be noticing that the name in the analysis doesn't actually match our current name. We originally named ourselves after the team we root for in Ligue 1 soccer over in France. They're not actually called Facing Relegation, obviously, but they are constantly facing relegation because they're also not very good. Neither are we. But they, unlike us, actually have a win. That's right. 2 games into the season, and we're playing so bad, we felt a name change was already in order. I think the new name is pretty self-explanatory, but to be honest, I'm feeling some big feelings about it, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, week 1, we played Beast Mode, a team which has consistently failed to ever reach Beast Mode status for the entire time I've been in the league. So like about 10 years now? Yeah, he's consistently terrible. It's one of the things you can rely on in life. Usually. Week 1 should not have been any different. I mean, he had Christian McCaffrey. And I'm sure you know that Christian McCaffrey was scratched at game time. And Beast Mode did not have the time to adjust. And so Beast Mode ended up with a whole 0 points from Christian McCaffrey, which is why I find it very frustrating that he beat us by 34 points. 34. Jesus Christ. I mean, we did bad, don't get me wrong. But I do want to say this. I do want to say this to Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs. And I say this with all the sincerity in my heart. F you. Anyway, let's move on to week 2. Playing my cousin Super Waffles. This man only drafted 1 tight end, just 1, and didn't pick any up on waivers, so he was stuck playing Engram, who's out icing his hamstring. Once again, we were playing a team of just 8 players. Just 8. But this time, going into Sunday evening, we actually had a nice little lead over him, over Super Waffles, which is what you would expect when you have a full team that's playing a team of just 8 players. Yeah, that's what you would expect. And on top of that, we had Bijan Robinson left to play on Monday night. Super Waffles just had his kicker left for Sunday evening. Anyway, I ended up not watching that game. I was kind of tired, went to bed, and went to bed feeling real good about our chances. Woke up, checked my phone, and suddenly felt a lot less good about our chances because I remembered that Super Waffles' kicker is Kahimi Fairbairn. Honestly, cheers to Kahimi. Truly a historic start to a season. Really did not expect him to kick 4 field goals, or that his shortest field goal would be a 47-yarder. But it was absolutely magnificent. Uh, Less magnificent was my cousin's sheer audacity to draft Fairbairn literally right before we were planning to draft him. Poor planning, Super Waffles. Poor planning. But we still had Monday night. We still had Bijan left to play, and all Bijan needed was exactly 14.4 points. In a half PPR league like ours, that's about, say 4 receptions and 124 yards. Rushing or receiving, don't care, just 124 yards. Should be doable for a running back like Bijan, right? Right? So yeah, 14.4 points. First half went great. I think Bijan got something like 13.6, 13.8 points, give or take. I don't fully remember. I was in a meeting and was just kind of checking my phone when I thought people wouldn't notice. But I do remember thinking pretty early on in the second half that oh wow, Bijan only needs 6 yards for us to win. And then, closer to the middle of the fourth quarter, it was only 2 yards. Bijan needs 2 yards to win. And then the number on my app stopped changing, even though the game wasn't technically over. And, I know that's how it goes in football games. But personally, I believe that Bijan really could have used an extra target or two in those last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. So yeah, that was it for us. Second loss in a row to a team only playing 8 people. Gotta love it. Yeah. Anyway, again, I am filming this right before the start of week 3. Tonight is Thursday Night Football. Gonna watch, even though it probably will depress me. And then by the time I've figured out my stuff, I've edited the video and posted it. We could even be in week 4. So who knows? Maybe we'll completely turn our season around. Maybe we'll suddenly be awesome. But given that we just lost Debo and we have no choice but to play Pittman, and on top of that, McCaffrey is still out, and my week 3 opponent is playing the Niners semi-revelation Jordan Mason, who, as a Niners fan, I'm actually stoked. Like, go Jordan, you're doing great. No notes. As someone who's playing the woman with Jordan Mason on our team, I'm not optimistic about my chances. So yeah, that's it for me. My fantasy woes. And I'll just leave you with this little reminder. I have no clue what I'm doing, especially when it comes to fantasy football.